Hello, episode 8 of How a Corrupt Justice System in the US and maybe around the globe. It's not really that cold. I figure I'll rock this anyway. It's a cool place. Anyway, what is part 8 about? What is episode 8 about? Jaywalking. Good thing I have life experience, so jaywalking is not bad everywhere, thank God, but in parts of the nation it is. But it shouldn't be bad anywhere because it's just jaywalking. Another example of how our society programs us to think that everything is a violent crime. So if you're crossing the street and there's no cars around and there's a don't walk sign, so what? So what? Oh no, it's against the law. When a cop gives someone a summons or tries to arrest someone for jaywalking, look, that's an example of draconian. That's an example of dictatorship. That's it. I had no idea jaywalking is worse than rape. I had no idea. Apparently it is. If there are cars around and you jaywalk and you get hit by a car, that's your fault. That's on you. I'll say this. If it was a town where no crime happens ever, like nothing, hopefully no real crime happens, but cops have nothing to do, they will use jaywalking as their quota. That is unofficially true. I will also say if cops are instructed to attack people who jaywalk, if they're instructed to do that, in other words, if cops are instructed to enforce the law of jaywalking, they will. Around the nation, they'll do that. It's a shame, but again, it's just another example of how draconian we are. It's a real shame. There's going to be a video I'm going to speak in the future about how we, as people, we need to learn how to put life in perspective. We don't know what a real crime is. It's something I want to really talk about sometime in the future. I remember years ago I saw one time, two people jaywalking and there was no one around, no cars around. It's fine. And when they crossed the street, it was a short, like the width of the street it wasn't like wide, it was short, It's crazy. There are people around the nation who will obey the not walking law. There are. In fact, there are people in, I think, Europe who would do the same thing. They see don't walk, they stop. They don't jaywalk. When I went to Europe, I would see that all the time. But definitely parts of this nation, some people would just stop at a don't walk sign. Man, it's people who don't jaywalk, their heart's in the right place. They're trying to, man, like they're trying to do everything right, but if you're a person that always walks constantly, just jaywalk. It's fine because you have to be somewhere. You know, again, that's if you're always walking. I think some people who stop at the do not walk sign, they may not walk very much. Maybe they're just visiting the city. Maybe that's what it is. All right. I'm gonna wrap up the jaywalking. I mean, not much else to say. Again, if you get hit by a car, that's on you. But if there are no cars around, just we gotta ease up on this. Gotta ease up on it. All right, stay tuned for my next video. I think I'm gonna talk about the book I read years ago. So I'm gonna talk about that. But this is episode 8. Stay tuned for the next episode 9. For the half a person or the one person or whoever in the galaxy will watch this. Thank you. And it's just another day.